Welcome back, Bravehearts. So today I wanted to talk to you about procrastination, the science behind it, and some strategies and methods that you can use and apply to your life and your day-to-day routines and your long-term goals to help you get there more effectively and proficiently. So let's get started. Procrastination isn't simply laziness. It's a complex mix of factors including lack of motivation, difficulty managing emotions, poor time management, and trying to pursue perfectionism. It's a battle between our present self and our future self. And that tug of war between those two people that seeks immediate gratification and avoids discomfort, and the other person that seems to prioritize long term goals and personal fulfillment. One major factor is the human brain's tendency to prioritize short term rewards over long term gains. And neuroscience tells us that procrastination often involves a battle between the limbic system, which is actually the oldest part of our brain, somewhere between here, has the hypothalamus, the amygdala, and these things seek primitive, pleasures, thirst, sex, hunger, immediate gratification, and the prefrontal cortex, which is right here, and that's responsible for rational decision making and long-term planning. So the next time you feel the urge to procrastinate, remember the science behind it and arm yourself with these strategies that I'm about to tell you. So the first one is set deadlines. I know this seems a little bit easy and obvious, but some day isn't a day of the week. And you have to choose one of the 7 days that we've been given and that we have and stick to it. And choose a time horizon, whether next week, in a month, or in a year, to accomplish your goals. And with a technique known as time blocking, how many hours a day or a week you'll dedicate to each specific task. Like, for example, you want to work out from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. and then you want to maybe study from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Maybe you do that 3 times a week or 4 times a week, maybe more. And this helps you keep on track and create accountability for yourself and hold yourself responsible, while also catching yourself if you slack off. And second, use a time management method known as the Pomodoro technique. Now, I've personally used this myself while I was in nursing school, and it involves breaking down tasks in intervals. For example, in a week I would study, a day, I would study 4 to 6 hours a day, 4 to 5 days a week. And in every hour I would take 15 minutes. So that means 1/4 of every hour I was taking time for myself. I would just relax, step away from the books, from the computer, and go to the bathroom, have a snack, do some deep breathing. Anything that'll take my mind off the task at hand to come back and refocus myself and my energy to get the stuff done and not be overwhelmed and risk putting it off. So I also mix my third suggestion to you, which is eliminate distractions. It's very important in all aspects when you're pursuing progress, self-growth, and goals that might involve, a lot of hard work where you're trying to distract yourself with overstimulation, such as, turning off the notifications on your phone and putting your phone on do not disturb mode. Finding a quiet workspace and environment where you're not distracted from friends or loud noises on the TV. Using website blockers to limit the time spent on disturbing websites. Saying no to old habits and routines, and so you're able to make the change you want to see in your life and the progress that you want to eventually obtain. And remember, overcoming procrastination is not a destination, it's a journey. So it's okay to stumble along the way and keep moving forward. And remember to cultivate self-compassion and embrace imperfection, because we're not all perfect. That'll help alleviate the pressure to be perfect, making it easier to tackle tasks and without fear of failure or self-doubt. Procrastination is a silent killer of productivity. I know you've probably heard that a lot around YouTube, because it affects not just your creative thinking, but the quality of work that you create and the time that you have to create those things and the effort you're able to put into something. So another helpful technique also that I used myself, that I would implore you use, is using positive reinforcement for completing a task, the power of rewards. on your way to accomplishing those long-term goals. Celebrate the small wins, celebrate the short victories, because every battle gets you one step closer to winning that war, whatever that may be in your life. And I've noticed that since, like I said in the beginning of the video, our brains are wired to want to seek rewards and short-term pleasure, you can change your neurocircuitry in your brain to crave and enjoy doing the hard tasks by rewarding yourself in the form of a night out, a getaway trip, enjoying your favorite hobbies, but only after you've done the hard stuff that you're supposed to do and prioritize the tasks that are important to you. And this will help you create a conditioned stimulus for you to seek pleasure in difficulty and excitement in the important things such as long-term goals that you want to achieve. For example, after studying 4 to 6 hours a day, like I said in nursing school, I would, go to the park with my family. I would, watch a movie. I would work out. I would social media, catch up with friends or family. And that also helps create an escape from feeling overwhelmed and you don't want to keep going and you feel like you haven't given yourself a break. So do give yourself a break. Give yourself some time to recharge and reboost your batteries a little bit before you come back to that thing that you want to do. Another thing that I find isn't really mentioned is the Eisenhower matrix, which is kind of like a graph, and it helps you prioritize important tasks from non-important tasks. And I actually have a picture of that, so hopefully my camera doesn't dim this out. Let me see. It's right here. I'm not sure if you're able to see that. And it shows non-urgent, urgent, important, not important. And it helps you, do first, schedule, don't do, and delegate. So you're able to break down things that you do and don't do, and what you should go about doing first, and what you should just get rid of completely before even starting your day. And I feel like that really helped me out when I was planning out my day and just going about my business, so I can focus on the things that I need to get done first, and then eventually go on to the less important things, and then just eliminate things that I don't even want to do or shouldn't do at all. So I feel like that can help you along your journey as well. And there's a saying, conquer the day, seize the night. Jim Rohn has a really good saying. He's a motivational speaker, and it says, discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. And the truth is that achieving your goals and aspirations are never going to be easy. And it takes consistently completing your day-to-day routines. Isn't just about setting goals. It's about the daily commitment, the effort, the self-control required to reach them, and how we intentionally plan and go about them deliberately and not by impulse alone. Some of these techniques, unbeknownst to me, I've been practicing when I started my journey. I just didn't know the name of them. When I was becoming a registered nurse. And it actually helped me to become the top 5% of all my graduating classes in all 3 schools that I went to. And I went after high school, of course. And I was eventually reaching scholarships up to $20,000 a semester. If it didn't start this way, I had to work hard with no applause, with no validation, nobody cheering me on. It was very hard, but eventually, I started building momentum, and I started just practicing the daily disciplines that I needed to do, even though sometimes it's hard and you don't want to start, going through the day and planning for those activities. It could just be stressful and tiring as it is, but you have to make the decision to get going and being intentional, building momentum, and the results will come in and life will respond in kind. So I'm just glad that I was able to do that and start seeing those results in my life eventually after some time. And so remember, just because you begin your journey and stop procrastinating doesn't mean the world is going to stop and applaud you. It'll take some time before you start, but you'll see the fruits of your labor eventually. And with discipline and commitment of whatever it is you're trying to do and accomplish, believe me when I tell you it's worth it. And you won't regret it. And your future self will thank you tenfold. So remember these things and these tips that I taught you. And hopefully you found some value in this video. As always, morph up.